All right, guys, and in this video we're gonna replace the seat cushion cover for my 2017 Mercedes C300. As you guys can see, it's pretty ripped. I have a new replacement, so I'm gonna take the seat out and put the new seat cover on. So let's get started. It's a E12. Let's see if the impact has enough juice to break it loose. Okay. So I moved the seat closer so I'm able to reconnect it and move this padding up. Now that I have access, I'm trying to remove some of this trim without breaking it, because I really don't want to buy another one. Very quick. So you see these little tabs in here, just pry it up, and what it does is slowly you start sliding these pieces off. I bended these tabs, holding it in place, and it comes right out. So from there, I guess we just keep going. Bend the tabs and then the plate will come off, and then the cover will get loose. Be careful with the cable for the heater pad. And then same thing, there's the little tabs in here. Unclip them, seat comes off, and then this one is the same thing. And slowly remove the seat. So there should be another one somewhere in here. So once I find it, I'll give you guys the next step. So there's a tab here holding it, so undo that. I hope you guys see it. It's hard to do it with one hand. Right here, there's a tab. So undo that. The back end, here's where it's, hold on to it. There's a light there, so just be careful. All right, once these returners undo it from here, just push it out or in, and I think it should come right out. So let me get a different angle now. I unplugged the harness. Hopefully I'm able to get the padding out. So let's find out. Yeah, there you go. So that's what I was holding it in place. So it's out, and let's see. There's still the wire holding it in place. So I'm gonna figure it out and then give you guys an update. A very quick update. So staples or hooks are already in. So far it's coming along. The old one had this metal inserts, but my new cover, it comes with plastic ones. There's no option to slide them in like the OEM, but I'm just gonna use them, see what happens. And so far I did one side, and then the blue clips, just cut a slot and then clip on it, and then finish this side, and then I'll go with the other side. So let's keep going. So pretty much what I'm doing is marking where the little rods are to hook it. So punch a little hole with my pick, and then slide the hook, and then I'm using stripping wires. They have grooves in it, and I'm able to clamp it and reuse the same not staples, but retainers for it. So just last one, and I'll be done with the bottom. But sometimes the needle pliers with an angle really makes you work the groove, unable to squeeze it properly. So if these ones don't work. This one works just as fine, so you don't have to buy special pliers for it. So all right, so we're installing the seat cover into the frame of the seat. Now we have to fold it in, and then we got to squeeze it in, but this plastic bracket, it's on the way, and it's held by rivets. Now this side was kind of easy. We didn't have to deal with any brackets in this side, but on this side there's a bracket. Now I do not want to drill them out, but I do have rivets. I don't think they're anything crazy than just rivets, so I'll try to drill them 2 out and then leave the last one. Hopefully I can mingle around it and I don't have to I struggle on installing this. So just gonna drill them out, slide the bracket out, and then that way I can just pop it in place and put the rivets back on. So all right, and it's done. Now I would say there's still some wrinkles in there. Pretty sure it will flatten it out with time. As you guys can see, my seat here is also cracking. I tried to maintain it as much as possible, but within a year the leather got stiff, and they started cracking, especially in this area. I'm not sure about you guys, but I think it's a common issue with Mercedes leather, especially on the stitching right here. That's where all the weight stresses that and then just cracks. It happened to my brother's E series, my nephew's C300 series as well, and it happened to mine. So I think I just design all the products that Mercedes uses. Now this was actually an eBay find. I found a replacement on eBay for $40, so I think I got a good deal on it. Now one thing that really is noticeable quality, there's a gap here. Now you can see a little bit of the mechanism in there. Now I did forget to hook it, but I don't think it will make a big difference. There's not a lot of leather stretch to cover that up. Now, does it bother me? No, I think it looks okay, especially for the price I pay. I don't think I could have found a better deal. It is kind of time consuming. I would not say it's hard, it's just time consuming. If you guys tempting to repair it, I would say it's easy. The only thing is you just got to remember how everything goes. I also use the backside of this for references, because I had to trim it down. Some of these hooks were too big, so keep this and use it as a reference. Actually, this piece is also a two-piece. This one just gotta slide it down. You guys can see it comes off, but since the leather is already kind of cracking, or it doesn't feel soft anymore, I didn't want to reuse it, and I don't think you're able to reuse it. So other than that, again, I'd rather have a cheap eBay replacement than having ugly rip seat, as you guys can see. I'm actually gonna update my screen on my Mercedes C300. Now, I already started taking some of the trims off. I got excited and I tried to get it done, but I figure I should make a video because a lot of the videos that I seen online, they're actually running a Android screen where the one I have, it's not an Android screen, so there's a lot less wires, a lot less components to install. So I couldn't find a video where it's helpful, so I figure I might as well do one for my channel. So if you find it helpful, please give it a like. If you need any help, I'll comment down below. I'll try to answer any questions, and let's get going. So I removed the chrome trim, pretty much 2 tabs, pull up, press this one down because it will get cut up in here, and then comes right up. I took the cover for the spring on the dash, just used my little prying tool, and I was able to get it off, as well as just retainer clips. Now be careful, because I did bend it a little too sharp, and I crack the plastic right here. It's not in the screen, but in like the support, so just keep that in mind when you pulling it off. Again, right now it's really cold. It's somewhere around 30 28 degrees, so it could happen. So there's 2 torch screens in here, and then we'll take the dash off. A lot of people take the screen first. I'm gonna try and get this one. Okay, I see why they take it off. I guess it's on the way. Let's get going. Let's see, where is this one at? All right. All right, 2 connectors, screen is off. The screws will stay on the screen. There you go. Comes right off. Now we're gonna go sideways. Try not to break anything. Remember 2 torch screws to hold the radio. Comes right off. All right. Now, the only thing we gotta do is disconnect the big harness. God damn. All right. According to the instructions, we gotta remove the orange cable. Use my little screwdriver. All right. Just remember, it's a far closest to the edge, so, and it only goes one way. So here's the new system. Part number is right there, and then it's a pretty simple box. I got the harness. I already opened it. I got my retainer, which I installed the clips, and then this cover, which I don't know where it's gonna go, so we'll find out. We don't need the covers. We don't need the bracket right now. The screen is right here, but I'll show you guys later. We're not there yet. I'm gonna keep it in the box, so I don't want to damage it. This is what's different from everybody else. I only have 2 harnesses. All right, so after watching a video, push this down. It looks like you broke it, but it's down. Then we can reroute the cables. All right, so it's plugged in. Now we're gonna reconnect the wire that we disconnect into the new harness. Just kind of twist it. All right, so there's only one way to go, so there's no. And make sure it's on the same port you took off, because there's 2 of them. So if you have an error, you probably have to redo it. turn on the wrong side. Alright, and then we're gonna connect it to the unit. There you go. Whew. And it looks like the only thing left to do is route this one as well. Alright, so let's do a couple things. I don't like to leave wires like this, so I'm gonna put a zip tie. Alright, the radio has to go into these two slots that holds it in place, so make sure you slide it in place. Alright. Whew. Alright, slide it in place. Be gentle but rough, if you know what I mean. Lower the taps. Right? There's a little space in here. We're gonna slot them in place. Lower down and then up. And then it locks it in place. And then we're gonna use the two Phillips screws. I'm gonna have to transfer the screws. I guess we slide it first, and then we'll install it. Do not apply too much torque. They're really flimsy, so as long as it's secure, it should be good. Haven't bolted anything. Let's take it for a test ride. Okay, connect to my iPhone. Wow. So I know once you touch it, it switches to this menu, and then wow, it's fast. Alright, so I confirm everything works somewhat properly. I still gotta mess around with the settings and everything, but still gonna bolt this in. So and put the trim back in there. So let's do that and then finalize this installation. So alright, screen secure, I think. Last but not least, and that's it, guys. That was install. I think this installation is pretty easier compared to the other ones. What I did notice though is when you connect Apple CarPlay to the Bluetooth, you have to connect it to the car. Otherwise, you won't have no sound to it. Again, this is not a how-to. This is just pretty much my version of the screen. There's a lot of guys that go into more detail of it, but the system that I got does not require to do the extra microphone, the extra harnesses, the extra USB. Pretty much plugs and play. This is the box. As you can see, is the Linux part number. Again, there's pretty simple screen, wires, harness, everything you need to do the install, and it's pretty fast. So it took me about 2 hours going back and forth recording. Anyway, thank you for watching.